So we often hear that you are like the polar opposite of Maya, right? You both have strength and determination, but Maya's kind of got a really tough grit about her, right?
Yeah.
Is it exhausting to play that? And what do you do before and after emotionally? Like I know on Twitter, after the roof scene, people were like, was she just exhausted? Like, did she just go home and sleep for 12 hours? Because that was such an intense scene.
Yeah.
Was it, or how did you prepare like to get into that? Tell us about that?
It depends on the scene. It depends on who I'm working with. It depends on the director. There are a lot of factors. When it came to the rooftop scene, I was really excited and amped up to like, you know, scenes like that are fun because you're really, I know it's hard to watch, but you're getting to play. Like me and Stefani, and I love working with Stefani. Like we're such a great partnership when it comes to like bouncing back off of each other and just instinctually acting. And so you know where your character's supposed to be, and then you kind of just they call action and you go and you feel the feelings and you act it. So that one was more, probably fans hate to hear that, like that one was more fun to do just
Okay.
because we got to scream and yell, and we know it's all acting from our perspective. Obviously characters that are invested are like, what's going on? But that specific scene was more fun. It was exhausting after. I remember being very tired, just, you know, throwing things and lifting things and like getting all that out. But it felt a little bit like therapy
Yeah, right.
to like scream and yell and know that like it's not real. Kind of felt good. But some crying scenes and things you're going to see a lot of coming up they're hard. They're hard to get into. They're hard to get out of. And like, you kind of have to prep before. Like there was one that I had to say like to everyone, like, I can't talk to anyone. I need to be in my own head all day. AirPods in, like just kind of like with myself to get in the right headspace. And then when I was done, I was like, hey, does anyone want to go out to dinner? Who wants to go to dinner with me? Who wants to like hang out? Just because you have to get out of it. But sometimes it depends. I'm doing scenes right now where I'm working with an actor and it's just able to flow. Like the verb, what you're saying, the words are just, you say them and you just start crying and you can get there emotionally. But after, yes, you're always exhausted. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like any of these scenes after, you're like, I need a nap. I'm tired. But also the actor in me always feels very much like, okay, I think I did it. I think I got there emotionally where I needed to go with this character, and I did justice to the script and the lines. And so yeah, it's this balance, but getting out of it is it can be fun sometimes. It used to be more of a challenge, but now I'm calling people up to ask for dinner, or let's go get brownies or M&Ms or something.
Yeah. Now, do you have to rehearse that like over and over and over? Is it like one rehearsal, or does it depend on how it goes? Because I'm picturing like having to throw that tray like 600 times. Like, you know, like how do the rehearsals work?
The rehearsal for that was more just blocking, because when it has to be so intense, like crying and screaming scenes and like really intense scenes, the directors usually know it's more about the beats. So we do private rehearsals before where we actually do try to act it out as close as we can so we can really feel what we're going to do in the scene. And then after that, you kind of want to step away because they're going to light, and it takes like, 40 minutes to an hour or something like that to even light the scene. So you just want to then mark it and kind of where you decided you wanted to go. Like I knew the beats of where I was standing on the roof and what I was grabbing and what I was picking up and all that kind of stuff. And then after that, not until action do you really give it your all. At least for me. Every actor is a little bit different. That's me and Stefania's process when we're working together. And so so you don't give it your all until that first one of rolling. And that's why sometimes you don't even like to shoot the rehearsals, because you're like, I'm so in it and I'm so ready, let's just shoot it. Yeah. And sometimes the first one is too extreme because you've been like building all of it up. So the first one can sometimes be too intense. So you kind of want to get that one out of your system too, and then you can kind of take it back down to reality a little bit. But the tray being thrown was in the moment. Some takes I just put things down. Sometimes I walked away, and only the one they used where I like threw it and the bowl went flying and broke, that was one take. Wow. It was just in the moment. And I was like, because we like to ping pong, me and Stefania, and when we're doing these scenes, and that one take got so intense that like when I was done, I was just like, and like, I threw the bowl or threw the tray and the bowl went flying. And then after, I'm sure it'll be one day I would love it if the blooper reels got out, but like after they said cut, I was like, it's like I didn't usually the prop department is like, we don't have another glass bowl. So like if it wasn't a prepared thing, sometimes it can throw them for a little bit of like, thanks Danielle, but they were great and everyone was happy with it. But yeah, that was a one take thing, the bowl and the throwing it down. So
it kind of reminded me of the when Maya got home and found out that she had talked to Chief Ross and wasn't getting it when you screamed into the hoodie.
Yeah.
right? Like just getting that emotion out was kind of like that. So
Yeah, sometimes you have
yeah.
to, right? Just
Yeah.
screaming into hoodies, pillows, in
Yeah.
cars. Screaming is great. Talk about letting out, you know, if you need to release, like screaming anywhere really helps.
Right. Yeah, it does.